Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today on Milanese Math, we're going to be talking about how to convert in the metric system. And if you want to follow along with the worksheet that we're going to be using, you can find it at the first link in the description below. In our last video, we talked about the imperial system. And the imperial system and the metric system are two ways to measure length, mass, and volume. Basically, just about the entire planet uses the metric system. We here in the United States and one or two other places use the imperial system. You'll see why the metric system is so popular, and it's because it's based on a factor of 10 system. So instead of like when we measure length, mass, and volume in the imperial system, and we had a bunch of different things to remember, there's really only one for each one of them in the metric system. If you're measuring length, the base unit is a meter. If you're measuring mass, it's a gram, and if you're measuring volume, it's a liter. Now, the way we represent greater quantities or smaller quantities than the base unit is with the prefixes that you see there on the table. So for example, let's take meters or length, for example. So if we had 1 meter, if we had a decimeter, you'll notice that that has an abbreviation of a lowercase d, and it's 0.1 or 1/10. Here, let me write that here. So 1/10. So a decimeter is the same as 1/10 of a meter. Okay, a centimeter is the same as 1/100th of a meter, or there's 100 centimeters in a meter. Same thing with millimeters, 0.001 or 1/1000th. So there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter. Okay, now you can go to the right on the scale as well. A decameter would be 10 meters, or a hectometer would be 100 meters, or a kilometer would be 1,000 meters. Okay, and it works the same with mass if you're talking about grams, or the same in volume if you're talking about liters. So the way that we let me erase these here. The way that we kind of convert here, the way I show my students to do it, is to compare where you're going from where you're starting. So like, look at number 1. We're starting at 2,000 grams, and then we want to go to kilograms. Okay, so grams is the base unit, and watch this. If I start at the base unit and I count over to that prefix of kilo, look how many places I go. From the base, I would go 1 place, 2 place, 3 places to the right. Okay, so I moved 3 places to the right. Check out how easy this is. Look where your decimal point is at on the 2,000 grams. It's right after the 0, right? Now, as I counted over, I moved 3 units to the right. So to compensate for that, I'm going to move 3 units to the left, and it's going to be right in between the 2 and the 0, so 2.0. So you literally just count from where you're at to where you're going, and then move your decimal place that many places in the opposite direction. Let's try another one. 320 milliliters equals how many liters? Well, starting off at milliliters and counting to the base unit of liters. So here we go. I would be starting here, and I'd go 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So now all you got to do is move your decimal point 3 places to the left. So it was right there. Let's go 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So it would be 0.320. I'm not going to include that last 0, but 0.32. Some people will write 0.32. If it makes you feel better, you can do that. So 0.32 liters. Okay, what about one like number 3, 3.2 kilometers, and we want to go to meters. So we want to go from kilo to the base unit. So check this out. We're still going to go 3 places, 1, 2, 3, but now we're counting to the left. So you got to move your decimal point 3 places to the right. So it was in between here, so let's go to the right. 1, 2, 3 places. Fill those in with zeros, so that would be 3,200 meters. And that makes sense, right? Just do a common sense double check. There's 1,000 kilometers in a meter. 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So if you have 3.2 of those, you have 3,200. That makes sense. Okay. How about number 4? 2.8 meters. And we want to know how many centimeters that is. Okay. Let me get rid of some of these marks here just so you can kind of see where I'm counting. Okay, so I'm counting from meters to centimeters. So check this out. From the base unit of meters over to centimeters, that's 1, 2 places to the left. So I'm going to move this guy 2 places to the right, and fill that in. So that would be 280 centimeters. Okay, so all you're doing is counting from one place to the next and then moving the decimal point that many places in the opposite direction. Okay, it looks like we've got, 85 decagrams, and we want to go to hectograms. So we're here at decagrams, and we want to go one place to the right to get to hectograms. So to compensate for that, I'm going to move that one place to the left, and so that would be 8.5 hectograms. Let's do one more like that, and then I'll let you try a few. So it looks like we've got 3.45 kiloliters, and we want to go to milliliters. All right, so check this out. So we are all the way at kilo, and we want to go to milli. So here we go. We're at kilo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left. So we're going to have to move our decimal point 6 places to the right. So if I had the 3, 4, 5, okay, 6 places from where it's at to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill these guys in with zeros. And it looks like we've got 3,450,000 milliliters. Okay? So as long as you can keep track of moving to the left and then moving your decimal point to the right or vice versa, you should be good. Let's pause right there, and I want you to go ahead and try numbers 7 through 12, and then we'll pick up after that. Okay, assuming you've had a chance to do that, let's take a look at ones like numbers 13 through 15, and they just want you to circle the greater quantity. In other words, which one of those things is bigger? Well, what I typically would say is convert one of those measurements to the other one, and then it'll be pretty apparent which one is which. So if I wanted to, for example, compare 999 meters or 1 kilometer, which one would be bigger? Well, I know that 1 kilometer is the same as 1,000 meters. So I converted the one with kilometers into meters. Now it's pretty obvious, right? 1,000 is bigger than 999. So 1 kilometer is bigger than 999 meters. Okay, what about number 14? 3.25 kilometers or 40 hectometers. Okay, so I'm going to convert the 40 hectometers to kilometers, and all I'd have to do is move that one decimal place to the left. So that would become 4.0 kilometers. And now it's pretty easy to tell which one is bigger. The 40 hectometers is bigger because if you converted it, it would be 4 kilometers. Okay. All right, let's do one more here. We've got 128 centiliters or 5.2 deciliters. Okay, so I'm going to take this 5.2 and I'm going to convert it to centiliters. And if I converted that correctly, we've got 5,200 centiliters. And so the question is, which one of those is bigger? Well, obviously, this guy is. Okay, so on those last ones, 16 through 21, pick whichever one you think would be easiest, and convert it to that other unit of measurement and then compare them. Okay, so hopefully this little crash course in how to convert in the metric system was helpful. And if it was, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.